Hello, hi, good evening. Is it audible? Hello. 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 Okay, great, guys. So I'll start with the presentation. First of all, a very warm welcome to all of you in this class, the webinar. So this is basically organized by Metafiser. So it's on Power BI using AI. Okay. So some of the highlights of the sessions are, firstly, we'll introduce our speaker, Mr. Durrani. Secondly, we'll go to the student journey, like what is the student journey all about when the students are enrolled with the Metafiser, starting about how the onboarding is done, what is their course cycle at the end of the course, what the project's life real-time projects that they do with us and their reviews. Third, we'll learn how Mr. Durrani will throw some points upon how to learn Power BI with AI, using AI, and what are the life-changing bonuses in the sense that what you will be learning through this journey so that you can incorporate this in the professional life. Okay. Now, coming about introducing our speaker, Mr. Vaseem Durrani, he is having 14 plus years of experience as a senior data consultant. He is also one of the mentor experts in this field. He has worked with many multinational companies and has trained about more than 5,000 students during the course of time. And they are all well settled now, working in their own particular domain. Coming to the Metafiser, see, Metafiser is an IT consulting firm, and we are headquarters in the heart of UAE, that is Dubai. Our office is present in Dubai. So Metafiser is a consulting firm where we take in projects and complete the projects with our software engineers. And we also have a sister company called Accords. So Accords is the training institute. Okay, so in there we train the students, and in Metafiser we provide with the consulting projects. So these projects are the real projects that are given by the companies to us. Okay, so these are the real time projects that you will be working on once you are on board with Metafiser. Okay. Now, see, our students are from various backgrounds and they come from diverse industries. So they are data scientists, data analyst, business analyst, financial analyst, and operation analyst. So these, once you complete this course, these will be the open sectors where you can enroll, like, where can you explore your professional life. Okay, so after doing this course, you can become a data scientist, you can become a data analyst, you can become a business analyst, you can become financial analyst, you can become operation analyst. So these are the advantages. These, all these streams will be open to you once you have done the course with us. Okay, and since we will be doing lifetime real-time projects, so companies like Google, Amazon, Walmart, Adobe, PwC, Cognizant, so these companies' doors will be opened for you. Okay, now see, you can take just look at the screen. If you want, you can take a screenshot also. There are these are the evidence, the, like, they are the statement from our students that have done the course with us and have done internship with us. So you guys can take a screenshot and read it once the presentation is all done. Now, this is how our classes are conducted. We have shared three of the screenshots. So this is like, Mr. Durrani takes the classes online. You can also take a screenshot of this also. So there are lifetime projects. So you can see on your right hand side up, there is a, analysis going on with all the datas and everything. Then below you can see graphs, charts, and everything. So this is like a gist of Power BI. How will it be taught in the classes? how you will be doing data analysis. So it will not be only, will not be teaching you theory, because see, Power BI is not the theory part. You need to learn how to analyze data. So this is just a quick glimpse on how we provide with the classes, how the classes are conducted. Our classes are not on theory, our classes are purely on database, because at the end of the course you need to learn how to analyze the data. So just you can take a screenshot also of this, so that once you're free you can just go through this and look at it. Now, these are the testimonials from our learners. You guys can also take a screenshot. These are the reviews from the students. Latest reviews, not like, you can see it's a 2 weeks ago review, 6 months ago, 6 months ago, 6 months ago, not too like, these are the latest one, not too old, like 1.5 year, 2 year old. So you can look at this, take a screenshot, and get back to us once you are done with the presentation. So from now on, I'll just ask Mr. Durrani to take over. Mr. Durrani, are you here? Hello? Mr. Durrani, are you here?
Yes, Ms. Garima.
Okay,
Yes.
sure. So Mr. Durrani will take over from this, and I'll continue later. So I'll stop sharing my screen now.
So, guys, very good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. And today we are going to experience the artificial intelligence concepts within the Power BI. So I hope all of you must be aware about the Power BI, right? So I would like to hear from you. I just want to have few things on the chat. How many of you already have a good enough or little bit hands-on on Power BI? Just hit yes or no quickly. Okay. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes. Shoaib, no. Abdus, no, no. Okay. Okay. So those who are writing no, that means they know about the Power BI, but they don't have the hands-on experience on it. I hope I'm right on that, right? Bits and pieces. Okay. 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 Great. 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 So today, I'll just tell you I would say overview of the Power BI, and then I'll be taking you more towards how we can utilize uh, this business intelligence tools in terms of extracting the insightful information from the data itself. Now, when I say data, that means any that data could be of any type. For example, any company who is doing daily work, having some operational activities, they have the templates of the MIS reporting. So data is there in any form nowadays because everything is digital. So how to manage and how to extract information from that data, those professionals are very much required. No matter if you are from tech or non-tech, you have the coding knowledge or no, this specific skill set is required in each and every working professional. And that's why the need of learning this, utilizing these concepts in your daily tasks, even if you're doing like your graduation in college or you are working in any particular company, both needs the AI skills. I think everyone must be using chat GPT or the other likewise tools in their workplaces. Have you started this thing or not? If no, then of course you have to start with it. So why? Because these tools have been created just to increase the individual productivity. Similarly, if we talk about the business intelligence tools like Power BI, so these tools have been designed for the non-programmers, people who have no knowledge about the coding, but due to the emergence of the machine learning concepts and artificial intelligence concept, you have to use them within your analysis, within your day-to-day practices. So how you'll be using it. So these business intelligence tools have all those things as a features available to you. You have to just start using it. in terms of by clicking on the button, selecting the proper features, selecting your proper attributes, you'll be able to see the results. You'll be able to see the nice visuals, which any programmer might have written, for example, let's say 200 line of a code, and then they will see that specific output. You can see that output by just simply click on that button. For us, I think you must be able to see me right away. I hope, because I have not shared anything yet. So no worries, just listen to me for some time, then I'll be sharing my screen and then we'll go ahead. Now, so we are going to experience that artificial intelligence tools, few of them, and you will see how quickly from that large data file, how this Power BI have extracted that information and bring it in front of you. Okay, so we are going to experience that first. And then by the end of the session, whatever task that I'm performing right now in front of you, okay, I don't know, but I think you must be getting the recording of this session as well. So if you complete that task, not right now along with me, but yes, if you complete that task by the let's say within this weekend before Monday, then you will be receiving the certificate of participation of this workshop, wherein it will be stated that yes, you have attended 2 hours of a session in artificial intelligence using Power BI, and you have completed that specific task. Because here I always seek here, if you are looking for some kind of a knowledge, so knowledge will only be gained in terms of technology by implementing the things. So it will not be like I'm only doing everything and you're just listening. It will not do the task. First, you will understand it today. You will see something which is happening in front of you. That is fine. Then you'll be getting that same recording with you. You'll be performing everything in front of you in your system, submitting it, and then getting the benefit out of it. Then you'll be getting the certificate out of it. Okay, so I will be sharing, of course, when I give you the task, so I'll be sharing the raw data files with you, and then you will be performing the same activity, and then you will be receiving the certificates out of it. Okay, now so let me share my screen and then I'll tell you. So I'm just sharing this Power BI screen with you. So not this one, this is not required. Stop sharing. Let me go back. So come over here. Okay. Yeah. So let me share this. So I hope this Power BI installation is not difficult. So we'll be sharing you the link to install the Power BI. This is one of the very easy to use tool created by Microsoft. As you already know, the all the tools of Microsoft are very user friendly in terms of usage, in terms of using it. If you see Mac and if you see the Windows operating system, so we have very easy user friendliness within the Windows operating system. Same goes with its softwares as well. So Microsoft Power BI in terms of usage, it's very user friendly. It is having a very easy drag and drop features and availability of the functions which you can directly apply on your data set. So this Power BI is being developed keeping in mind those non-programmers and non-technical people who are from different verticals of the industries like finance department, banking department. We have, let's say, operations, manufacturing, logistics, and supply chains, where you are learning the processes within that segment of the industry, and you are very far away from the coding and the software development. But let's say if you are from logistics and supply chain, so you know a lot of concepts, you understand your data, and if you have the knowledge of these BI tools or understanding how you can utilize that data to implement certain demand planning and forecasting, it will be way easier for you to plan your own day, plan your own week, plan your own month, plan your own year. So it is, these tools are actually a kind of assistant which is all along with you working 24/7 to increase the individual productivity to start with, and then in turn increasing the productivity of whole organization or enterprise. So it's like that. Okay, so now this is the screen in front of you, wherein whenever you open up the Power BI, it looks like this. And then if I click on the blank report, so this is the main view of Power BI, right? Are you not able to see my screen? Uh-huh. Let me stop the sharing. Let me reshare it. Okay, I'm just sharing my entire screen now, and then please tell me. Now tell me. Okay, just a second. Let me leave the chat, leave the meeting, and then rejoin again. Then I don't know why this is happening. Finally, you're able to see me as well as hear me now. Thank you so much. I don't know because my camera was on since the beginning. Ah, right. So what I was telling you is let's start with the implementation quickly. And I hope you have heard me out. You were not able to see, but actually you might have heard me out. So let's start with it quickly. Okay, so this is, I'm just sharing my whole screen, not required now. So let me share this. Yeah, stop sharing. Uh, Quickly tell me, are you able to see this Power BI screen now? I hope it's visible to everyone. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes, Nasiruddin, please ask quickly. Okay, thank you so much for the confirmation, everyone. Ah, I'm doing good. I hope you're also doing good. Yeah, I remember you guys. Yes. It is totally different. The master class that we had in March was little bit basics. Here, I'll be taking up not those specific functions. It will be totally different functions. Okay, so it will be useful for you. Just be with me and try and see what kind of functions I'm just going through. Okay, I might take the same data, but the functions will be totally different. Okay, guys. So now, after everyone's confirmation, this is the screen of Power BI. Quickly, I'll just take you through. Right now, I have not connected any data in this. Whenever you're learning any particular BI tool, the first task that you are supposed to do is connect your data. Okay, so we need to first understand how we can connect our data with my BI tool. Once it is done, that's the first step. Always remember. Second step is, if you are good in that step, I'm telling you, you have a very good edge over the basic data analyst or the person who have a basic knowledge about it. How to create the data models out of it. When I say data model, that means how to connect the multiple data tables with each other. And because of that reason only, these BI tools are able to extract the information from the huge volume of the data right away. Okay, so now let's first start and see how we can connect that data. So can you see over here, over the top, the first option that you see is the get data, right? In this Power BI visuals, the view, there are a lot of options. Over the top, we have a lot of options here. On the leftmost side, we have a lot of options here. And on the rightmost side, again, you can see we have three options here: data, visualization, and filter. Most of the time you guys will be working on this report view, wherein you are just dragging and dropping your visuals and trying to arrange your report. And then you have here table view. Table view is exactly showing your data in the table form. Okay, and then you have a model view. This is where you actually create the model. Model, don't get confused, it is just connecting one data table with other data table and creating the cardinalities in terms of relationship, how my first table is relating with the second table. Okay, so before moving on to any AI features, these two things has to be done. First, connect your data. Second, have a proper model. Once you're done with this, then I'm not going to show you the normal visuals. I'm going to show you some of the AI-based AI features which are there in Power BI, which generally we don't cover in the basics part, but I'm going to tell you today. You see in the visuals, these are the different visuals which are free of cost available in Power BI. And when you see the second last line over here, we have first, which is key influencers. Right away from your data, for example, you have millions of rows and you want to extract the sales information with respect to the territories or with respect to the countries where the company is selling their products. So key influencer means what are the factors with which your sales is getting influenced, whether it is getting incremented, whether it is getting decremented due to any XYZ reason. So you are not going to search them out from your data itself. This key influencer will be able to and try to extract it from the data itself. So this is one which we are going to experience today. Second is this decomposition tree. This decomposition tree magically is going to segregate your any variable value with respect to any categorical information. Now this might be confusing. For example, you have a sales data and you have a lot of products and you have a different categories and the subcategories of the product. So without like doing any calculation, by just simply dragging and dropping the attributes, you'll be able to decompose the sales. And then you can see which product category is producing more sales. So out of the whole chunk of the sales, how it is different from your, let's say, category one is produced 90% of the sales, then 10%, then 2%, something like that. So you will be able to experience this. And third is this Q&A. The Q&A means, let's say I am non-technical, I actually don't know how to drag and drop also. I'm totally rookie, completely fresher. So this Q&A means you can actually do the query in a normal English language and the visual will come in front of you. Okay, so that's the advantage with the Q&A. Let's experience these three first quickly, and then I'll show you. uh, Most of the time this particular feature is useful for the accounts people, useful for the people who are in the banking sector or dealing with the transactional data, the fraudulent transaction detection, wherein you have to detect the anomalies out of the different transaction of the companies. If you're working in the accounting or if you're working in banks, then you have to detect the fraudulent transactions, so anomalies in the transactions, right? So anomaly means the abrupt behavior, whether it is there is a up spike or there is a down spike. So any kind of a spike, if you want to detect, you don't need to mention and just go through your all the millions of rows. You will be able to detect those anomalies. So at the back end in Power BI, a lot of algorithms are running, and but you by dragging and dropping the variables, you'll be able to see those anomalies in a pointers. And let's see how we can read those. So let's start one by one. So my first task is to connect my data. So I'll be coming over here. Okay. Now I'll be coming over here in the get data. And the first thing over here, I'm going to select the Excel workbook because the data that I'm having here is Excel workbook. Let me go over here in the data set. This is AdventureWorks database. This I'll be providing it to you. So you'll be getting the link on the WhatsApp group. See here, we have approximately 10 files. Out of this, I'm going to select the last 5 because these are the raw files which is directly connected to this navigator. Navigator means now the file is being found and it's being connected, not yet loaded. There are two options. One is, yes, now you can navigate through the file. It is not yet loaded in the Power BI, but yes, you can navigate and see which sheet of that Excel file you want to connect. Here, each sheet will be represented as a different table. Okay, so calendar one, calendar, customer, product, sales, territory. I've taken all the information. So this is a hypothetical company, AdventureWorks, and we have a complete data set in terms of their sales, their different products, in which part of the territory, the countries they are selling their products. And we have a separate calendar table wherein we have the information about the days, month, weeks, and so many information, right? And if you see over the top, these are the suggested table. When I say suggested table, that means the Power BI engine has tried to understand some kind of a error in your data set and trying to suggest you some cleaning features, data processing features. That is known as data transformation. Okay. But as of now, I already know that this data is completely prepared data. Okay. So for few of you, this prepared data means, I'm just repeating this again, the structured data which can be easily processed in the BI tool. Normally, when we create the data as a human, we create it for the human being to see it from their eyes and process in their brain. So we create it in such a way. But that table is totally a raw and unstructured table for a BI engine, wherein a lot of automated functions will work. So for that matter, you are supposed to convert, as a data analyst, you're supposed to convert that raw data set into a structured form. Okay, so that's why the data you created might be very good looking for you to see, but it might be very bad data for my BI engine. Okay, so that understanding needs to be there. Okay, so here I'm just connecting right away directly this, and I'll clicking on this load data. Now once it is loaded, let me share my entire screen. Why this problem is created? Is it visible now? Please tell me. The data is loaded. The data is loaded over here. Let me show you again. So let me click on this Excel workbook. Can you see? I selected this Adventure Works. And once I select, this is the navigator I was talking about. And then I selected these raw sheets because this data is completely prepared data. So I selected these raw sheets and clicking on the load. Okay, once you click on the load, it will connect all the data set and load it in your Power BI. So once you click on the load, then it will set all the data over here. Can you see? This is the complete Excel file data. So I would like to see it in a tabular form. How I can do that? For that matter, I can click on this table view. See this. So that's my data. This is my calendar table. If I click on the customer, that's my customer table. If you see the sales, and if I click on the sales amount, it will take me to the sales amount. So that means all these attributes which are available on the rightmost side, these are all your clickable and drag and droppable. And that is what the magic we have in this BI tools. Any column we can drag and drop, and any column we can relate with respect to each and the other. Let's see. So this is my data view. I am here in the second data view or the table view. That is fine. And then this is your report view. Okay. And now I'm clicking on this model view. If you see this model view, yes, Nasir, here it is showing it 2 times. So I've selected the bottom 5. Those are all white blanks, blank tables, not the blue top table, because blue top table are your suggested table of Power BI. Here, I don't want to take that suggestion. My data is completely prepared data. Yes, Sanjay, you have a question. Please write your question. Tell me. See, this is your data model. Yes, you can ask your question. I'll answer it. Okay. See this. Table view. Okay. Yeah, that's my table view. Tell me. In the sales table, that's my sales table. You must be from sales then. Sales order number is different. Where? Sales order number is what? For example, this is the sales order number, wherein this is the product order quantity, and that's a unit price and the product. So this sales order number might be repeating 2 times, 3 times, or might be different. Of course, different means a different sales order. No. Here, this total sales amount, see, this is not the same. See here, if you go down, so you will see a lot of different values also. It is totally depend on what is the product which is being purchased. That's why the sales amount is getting varied, or you might see the sales amount same. Over the top, you have the same sales amount. That means the same product is being purchased. That's the only reason. If you will get that data, you will be able to understand it. Okay, so don't get confused in this. Yeah. Now, so if I come down over here, you can see the calendar is not connected with your sales. So quickly, let's see how we can connect this. The connection, can you see these connections are automatically connected by Power BI. So always remember, the Power BI engine always keeps on working your data and understanding your data autonomously. We are not asking it. These features are automatically enabled. If you want to switch it off, you can switch it off. But see this, it has found there is a common name in between the both the tables. There is a sales territory key and the sales territory key over here, somewhere here, yeah, here, and both are connected. And can you see the direction? Direction is this, and it is one, and it is asterisk. So when you go deep into this, you understand that it's a one-to-many connection, wherein this one name inside this territory might be occurring multiple times in the sales table. And of course, yes, right? And direction is this. So if whenever you want to do the comparison between the sales transactions with respect to the territory, now you can able to do it. Why? Because there is a path created from this data to this data table. Similarly, with respect to the product, if you want to traverse, yes, you can do that. With respect to customers, yes, you can do that. But with respect to calendar, when I say calendar, that means weekly data you want to see, monthly data, hourly data, yearly data. If you want to display that, you will not be able to do it because these two tables are not yet connected. How to connect? If you want to connect this date with this order date, so you have to just drop it over it. Okay, now it's asking how you want to connect. You just simply click on save. Let it be as it is. One-to-many connection. We are not going deep into that right now. So I just want to establish connection in with respect to each and every table here. So what I did, I'm just repeating it again. I just drag this date and dropping it over here in the order date. That's it. Okay. Once it is done, my data model is ready. My each and every table is connected with my sales table. Now, why it is so? Because sales is my transactional data table, which is having all these lookup tables, key information in it. If you see the territory, we have a territory key in this, product key in this, customer key in this, and date, we have a date, order date. So all these over the top are the lookup tables, and this is the data table with which we can do the comparison. Once this data model is ready, now we can think of different visuals and reports. Now here, as per the department, for example, if you are from sales and marketing, so you might have a different reporting structure. If you're from accounts, you might have a different reporting structure. If you're from, let's say, production line, you might have a different product reporting structure. But each and every department will have their own MIS reportings. Okay. Or if you have, let's say, if I have a company and I'm having a whole sales transactional information, and I want to create a strategy for another 5 years. So for that matter, I have a complete marketing strategy team. For them, I'm a data analyst, so they have given me this work. Please try and create a report in which I have all the information about the company. Try to bring out some kind of answers of those questions which might not be easily available to us by looking at that data. Now that's where your brain should start working, because this is not a normal reporting structures. Here your working is required. So for that matter, Power BI have a lot of AI features, okay, so that we can have insight about the data by just dragging and dropping. So the first one which I'm going to show you is your this decomposition tree. So I'm here in this. report view, guys, please. And I'm just clicking on this decomposition tree. If you see this decomposition tree, now in this whole data set, what is the main important aspect? The main important aspect is your sales amount, right? So let me take the sales amount, drag and drop it. Okay, before that, let me select this. Make sure the visual is selected, because once the visual is selected, you will see the appearances of these attributes analyzed, explained by tooltip. So I have to analyze the sales amount. So I'm just dragging, holding the left click and dragging this analyze. So can you see this? Let me increase the size here. This is my sales amount. Total sales amount is approximately 29 million. So that's my sales amount. Now, this is total sales amount. Now, I would like to explain this sales amount with respect to, I'm going in a different product, different table. I would like to explain it by category. Can you see there is a plus now? If I click on this plus, it is asking me high value, low value. I'll click on the category. As soon as I click on the category, you will see this. So we have three category in this. Out of this, you see maximum sales is done by the bikes. So that's decomposition with respect to the any lookup. So right away by looking at this, you'll be able to understand, okay, my bike category is being sold much. Accessories, you can say, have generated only 6.6 something, 6.6 lakhs, or clothing is far much lesser than that. Now, furthermore, if you want to decompose them, so we have a subcategory. I can drag and drop the subcategory over here. Can you see plus against each? Now, only with respect to the bike, which category or subcategory is getting sold maximum? Now, out of all the different type of bikes, road bikes are getting sold much, right? And then second number, we have mountain bikes, and then we have touring bikes. And let's say, for example, if I click on the accessories, let's say whatever is the sales generated, which has generated the maximum sales, you can see the tires and the two tubes are getting sold at most, and the second most sold accessory is the helmets. So right away, you can see by just looking at this visual, you will have a lot of information. And if I am a part of the strategy team, then I'll be able to understand, and I might have a lot of pointers of mine by looking at this. And let's say, for example, if bottle and cages, they're not getting sold much, then what is the reason behind it? Then you can explain that also. Okay, now if I click on the clothing, you see there is very less sales, but out of that, jerseys are something which is getting mostly sold. Then shorts, then vest, and then gloves, and then caps. So this is how the decomposition work. And this decomposition, not only with the sales data, you have any type of a data that you have, and if you have experience of working with the decomposition feature, you can easily reach to this point, and easily you will be able to decompose your particular variable attribute with respect to any kind of category you have. Okay, now can you see this? There is a lock here. Lock means if you lock it, now you cannot like go back. Now it is fixed. If I click over here, I cannot go back. It will always show me this. Otherwise, what I can do, if I unlock this, sorry, if I unlock this, so I can just simply click on this one. Okay, right. I can close this. If you lock it, there is no cross here. Can you see there is no cross here? You see, this is a plus. I can go back. If I click on the subcategory, it will take me back here. Okay, otherwise I can just simply close. If I don't need it, I can cross it. So this is how you can set, okay, this is the minimum decomposition that you will have. Now if you want furthermore, you can click on it, and then you can achieve the furthermore analysis out of it. So that's your decomposition. Okay, now that's my first part. Let me close it. Second feature that I'm going to show it to you is just tell me here, have you understood this decomposition, please? Let me share again. Would like to take you this. Yes. Yeah. Now, let me take the page number 2. This is for the decomposition. Now this decomposition is very important. Now second one which I'm going to show you is not the key influencer. Let's first see the Q&A. Q&A is one feature which you can embed anywhere in your report. It will always come handy. Let's say you're creating one report and you have around 10 to 20 visuals, and now you want to add up the Q&A also, wherein let's say you're sending the report to your manager. So manager can also simply write 2 or 3 queries and then see what kind of results you're getting. So I've just clicked on this Q&A, right? Second last, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth number, Q&A. In this Q&A, if you're able to see, can you see here, ask the question about your data. It's giving me some hints also. Okay. Now, in this case, it's always better to add few of the synonyms. Can you see this? I just clicked on the setting button, and can you see the synonyms here? Synonyms means, let's say in your data, the column name could be different. Like for example, sales amount. So I could represent the sales amount as sales, sale. I could write it because I'm writing in a natural language. So I could write it in a normal way. Okay. I might not be able to see, okay, the sales amount should be written as a sales amount, right? So for that matter, what we do, we actually create a lot of synonyms. For example, it is suggesting me some synonyms here. For example, for date key, moment key, period key, fundamental basics. So these are few of the synonyms which are already being added. And if you want, you can add them. For example, this is my sales. And if I go down, so these are few synonyms suggested by the Power BI itself. Okay. So we have the synonyms here. If you want to add, we can add the synonyms. I don't want it. I just wanted to show you. Let me click on cross. Now, if you see how to ask the question, for example, I just simply write sales by, please see, category, sales by category, and let's see what is the result that it produces. Can you see this now? I didn't selected any bar chart. I didn't selected this, right? This is generated by Power BI engine itself. So it is understanding what is being written in a natural language, then and for searching for me in my complete data set, if it is finding those attributes, suggesting the visual for me, and I am able to see this visual here, right? So this is how the this specific Q&A function works. For example, this is category. Now I can just simply write with respect to, let's say in territory, I would like to see something, region. So sales by region. Can you see that all the regions are displayed here? Now let's say product quantity. I'm just writing it. See, product quantity is not any name here in my sales data, but let's see. Can you see here? This is your count of products. Okay, so count of products I don't want. I want the quantity here. Quantity, let me write quantity sold. I'm just trying here. Okay, so it's not able to get it. So let me write quantity. Okay, sum of quantity by region. Let's see now. It's not getting, right? So why it's not getting here? Product, let's say sales by region. Yes, it is able to get it. Then let me see the, okay, order quantity. That's why. See this. Now here is the problem, because I'm not having a proper synonym for this order quantity. That's why it's not able to understand. I'm writing quantity, it's not able to understand. So you need to understand why it is showing it, why it is so. Because this order quantity, either you have to write exactly order quantity. Let me write it. Order quantity. Can you see now? I think we have it. It is understood this thing. And can you see this? Now we got the sum of order quantity. So the synonyms always plays a very important role if you are working with this Q&A. Then it actually present your data in the form of visuals by writing the questions. So I just generated that error for you, wherein if the synonyms is not available, then it's going to show you always not the error, but yes, it's not going to show you the visual. And if you have a proper synonym against that specific column, then you'll be able to see the result. Otherwise, you have to put that common column name exactly to see the visuals variation. So that's your Q&A. Product quantity is working because product is getting matched. So it's just taking the product names and then counting them. That's a problem, which was not something I needed. So now here we need to understand, if I'm getting some output, it's not necessary that that output is correct, because product quantity is something which I was not looking for. It was just counting the number of products which is getting not sold, but just counting the number of products. That's why it was coming in all the countries and territories. It was coming all same. I'm looking for some of the quantity sold in that specific region. That's why I corrected it. Yeah. So now, okay. So you want the data? I'll give you the data. Yeah. Just give me 1 minute. Let me share the data with you. I'll share all the data with you. Just 1 minute. Okay. Share the link. Copy the link. Share the link. Okay. So this is the link for the data set. The data which I'm using right now, it's available on this link. You can just simply download it. Now, so this was my second one. Okay, that's Q&A option. Always remember, synonyms plays a very important part over here. The rest part is easy, but the synonym handling is little bit, you have to do it manually to, if you want to make it more easier for the anyone to get the result. Now let's see the one more, which is the key influencers. So key influencers in this data, let's see whether it's going to create some information or not. It will be having the same information, asking the same information as it was doing in the decomposition, but it's just trying to indicate you. That indication will be whenever you have some rise, whenever you have some decrement. So it will just indicate you with that. And how it is doing that? By just taking the mean of it and then see how that averaging getting affected. Let's see. Same sales amount. I want to analyze the sales amount, but here you have to provide, let's say I'm just providing, because in my case we have a category. So I'm just providing explained by the category here. See here, it is running the analysis. It's running the analysis, and see this information is in front of me. And see categories in bikes. The average of sales sum or sales increased by 1.83K whenever somebody from category bike purchase something. So this is just an information it is being given. Okay, and whenever you see the decrement, you see the decrement over here also. Whenever someone from clothing or accessory purchase something, then you have a decrement here. The average sum decreased by these values. So here I just dragged and dropped these two attributes. I have more than 56,000 samples in it. And can you see how fast it is analyzing those and trying to give me these results? I want to more dig deep into this analysis. So I'm just dragging my subcategory also over here in explain by. Can you see this? Now with respect to my subcategory also, it is trying to give me the results. Categories in accessory, out of that, subcategory in tires and tubes, it decreased by 685.5, then 579, and so on. So it has just given me more information here. This. So can you see it has taken the average and then just trying to show you how decreased from that average, increased from that average, and showing you the exact values here. See this increase? You see here, it's bike, and then of course we have seen already mountain bike. It's expensive one. People, not much of a people but purchase it, but whosoever purchase it's the expensive one, right? Then you have road bikes. That's the average bike. We every now and then you see a new person purchasing those bikes. So this is getting sold mostly, and then touring bike. So accordingly, just giving you this idea how you can see the increment in the sales. So you see the most increment in the sales we have in the mountain bikes. Whenever anybody purchase the mountain bike, the sales amount increases by this much. So this is how you can bring forward those kind of analysis from your data itself that might not be easily you were looking into, and these can play a very important role in creating those strategies, right? Let me see this top segments. I've seen this. We found two top segments ranked by them by average of sales amount and population size segment in board. Now this is something where is population count is 4970, and population count, I think it's your number of time it is getting purchased, right? So this is the population size, and then it is showing you the segment in terms of your US dollar currency values. Now, and this is again, yes, of course, this is your number of occurrences, and these are the values or the sales amount generated here. So here it has found 6 segments wherein you have very small chunk of the revenue generated in these segments. So this, you can see intricacy information is being available to you. How it is doing, the Power BI engine actually running a lot of processing at the back end, is trying to portray these information in front of you. Okay, so this is your key influencer bringing out some those information which you can take the screenshot and put it in your reports, directly put it in your reports. Okay, so this is very important. So we just have display of decomposition, Q&A, and the key influencer. Okay, now yeah, 2 segments for the high, 6 segment. Okay, now let me click on 2 segments. For the low you have 6 segments. For high, of course, we have only, because in this data it's like created those data wherein most of the purchases in these segments 2K or 1.79K, more chunks like that. That's why these are the 2 segments for high purchase. For low purchases we have most segments, something like that. Okay, now 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 let's say, for example, so this information was for this data. For your second information, I'll be taking the second data set here. So before that, let me share this data also with you. Let me take that data set. I think it's in this session. Just 1 second, let me share you the data. I'll be taking one more data set. Yeah, okay, so let's take this data here. Let's take the easy one or difficult one. Let's take the difficult one then. Copy the link. Okay, and share it. Yeah, done. So I'm just sharing it with you. Ashia, just 1 second. Let me share it. Then I'll show you this. Okay, so this is your link. Now, let me go back and show you the Q&A. That's your Q&A. Okay, so I just compared it with the order quantity by region, and just for your easiness, it's sales. Now, I think sales amount you don't have to write. You can just simply write sales by region. You will be able to see it because the synonym is already set with respect to this. So there's no problem. That's your sales by region. Now, download this data set also, and let me show you. So now I have another data set, another important feature here of Power BI. We have already connected my one source with my this Power BI file. That is fine. Now I have another source which needs to be fetched. The data from that source, I need to fetch it. So what I can do is I can just simply again go to the get data, and I can fetch n number of sources data set in this one Power BI file. There is no limitation. Okay, and all files can be separated out also. You don't need to connect in your data model, that you don't need to connect each and every data table with each other. If they are not related, if they don't have anything to do with each other, you can leave it as it is. Okay, so we have all the set of liberty we have in this. Okay, now let me click on this get data. I think that's a CSV file, I suppose. So for the CSV file, uh, whosoever will be doing it later on, please try and understand. If I gave you the CSV file, so you have to select this options text/CSV. If I gave you the Excel file, then you have to select this Excel workbook. So I'm just selecting this text/CSV, and you see this over the top. We have NYC, New York, Taxi dataset we have with us. We click open. Okay, now here also I'm going to show you a very important feature of Power BI. So this is NYC Taxis dataset. Let me click on load. Now that's, I loaded around 5,000 rows here, and I'm clicking on plus, plus as in a new page. I have nothing to do with all these 3 pages as of now. Now see this. So here, can you see this NYC taxi dataset? I'm coming over here in this model view. In this model view, you see this data is totally separate. It has nothing to do with my this data model. Leave it as it is. Don't touch it. In my report data view, if you see, this is my NYC taxis data. So in this, you have a lot of information about, you see date, taxi trips, duration, passenger counts, which is blank, I think, trip distance, trip amount, total amount, airport share, credit share, a lot of information, right? Whether rain was there or not, snow was there or not, average wind speed was, how much it was, and so on. Okay, now I'd like to see how, for example, if I show you this, we have the taxi trips. So taxi trip will give you the idea that how many uh, passengers are actually traveling through the taxi throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year. Now, can you see, do we have any date information in this? Yes, we have. In this date information, you have date hierarchy complete. This date hierarchy means having the information about the year, quarter, month, and day. Okay. And then you have other lot of information, day number, duration, something like that. But let's say I would like to have a weekly data. I don't have it here. Okay, try and understand the problem. I want to have a weekly trips. Okay, so I would like to do the summation of all the trips, like passengers traveling weekly, so that I can do the comparison. I can have a proper chart. Otherwise, I will have a zigzag chart, because there are a lot of 5,000, 10,000 samples I might be having. So how I can bring, or how I can create my own group wherein I will have only weekly information. In this, with respect to this, I don't have any data table or calendar table. So I don't have any calendar table. I only have this data. I have a date format. Out of this date format, I have to create a week information. How to do that? Please carefully see. You have to right click on the date. Okay. And can you see this option? New group. That's a very important option here. As soon as you click on this new group, you'll be able to see something this. Name. Yes, I would like to give a name as week. Okay. Date, leave it as it is, leave it as it is, leave it as it is, leave. Now come to this bin size. How many values you want to club together to create this group? In a week, how many days are there? 7. So I'm going to create a bin size of 7, and I'm going to select this days. So I'm selecting 7 days as a group, and that will be considered as a week. Okay, so what I did, I just changed the name over here. I changed the bin size as 7, and then I selected as days. And then when I click OK, you will see a new column will appear somewhere at the bottom on my data set here. Let me click on this data and show you. Can you see at the last? We got the week here. So week information now I got, which I extracted from the date itself. So I created one group. Okay. Once this group is ready, my screen is freezed. Oh my God. I'll show it again then. Let me delete this. Let me delete from this model week. Okay, so what I was telling you is, please just see, this is the date information. In this date, let's say I want to have summation of total taxi trips so that I can have the total taxi trips, not monthly, not yearly, not quarterly. I want weekly, but that week information I don't have it. So how to create the week information from your date table or date information? This date information is a proper hierarchy. Can you see that? That's a complete hierarchy here. So right click on the date and then select new group. Okay. Once you select the new group, then this comes in front of you. Groups. A sub window. I think this window might not be visible to everyone. So now this is visible, everyone. So I'll just write week, and here in the bin size, which I was mentioning you is, keep it 7 days altogether makes a week. So don't forget, it is 7 months as of now. Select the week days. So 7 days makes a 1 week. Rest of the part, leave it as it is. Only change the name, bin size, and days. Okay. Once it is okay, then you'll see there's a week here, and you'll be able to see the week added as one of the column in your data. Once it is done, now I would say my data is prepared to do my, like, either the forecasting or the anomaly detection. So I'm not interested in forecasting as of now in this particular session. I'm more interested in understanding the anomalies. Okay. Anomalies means abrupt behaviors, identifying the abrupt behaviors out of your data. Let's see how we can analyze that. And that's one of the very important AI feature which helps right now also these days to detect the fraudulent transactions, to detect the malfunctioning. Let's say I have a production line, and suddenly one particular machine has started consuming more electricity, right? And why? Because there might be some kind of a malfunctioning in that. So by just monitoring its electricity consumption, we will be able to predict the malfunctioning of that machine prior getting it faulty. Okay, so we can save the downtime within the companies. This is one. Second, if you have a demand and supply, then in that demand and supply also, if you see that there are some weeks or months in a year wherein you have the peak of some kind of a product demand, then you can easily manage that supply of that specific particular product. Similarly, in the accounts, I've already mentioned you, in the companies, when we do the internal audits or we do the external audits, in that we have to dig down each and every transaction of the company just to detect whether which is one is the legit or where I need the explanation. So if you do this anomaly detection, so your anomaly detection framework can bring out though only those few of the transaction wherein you might need some explanation from the company itself. Rest, it's all normal. So it's like just saving your time. Okay, so let's try and experience the anomaly detection on one line chart. So second line in the visual, this line chart I'm going to take. That's your line chart. Let me show you. So I'm not going to take the date. I have created this week. I'm dragging this week and dropping it here in the x-axis. And then can you see this taxi trips? I'm dragging this and dropping it here in the y-axis. Can you see? This is my chart here. Okay, so that's my chart. Now, so that's my chart here. In this chart, you see there is a like the data we have 2019 data, 2009, 10, 12. So we have a lot of years of data in this. 16, 18. Can you see in 2020? there is a huge drop. Why? Because there was a COVID, because of the COVID-19, we have this drop. There were no people who were roaming around and traveling through taxis. And then after that, it's gradually increasing. So here we see the patches. So to detect those anomalies, what we can do is we can increase and decrease the number of years. So how I can slide my this data or slice my this data. For example, I want to have this range only wherein starting from 2009 till 2014 only. I just want to analyze this data because I can see a lot of peaks in this, downward and upward peaks. So I just want to discard this data here. Okay, so how I can do that? I'm not going to write any function or I'm not going to write any script. I'm going to show you this option, slicer. Okay, so I'm just clicking on the slicer. Okay, I'm just dragging the slicer, dragging my week and dropping it here. As soon as you drag and drop your this, let me increase this font. Okay, so that's my font here. Now, so what I want till 2014. So I'm just selecting something like this, say till December 2014. Okay, so this, see this. So right away, with the help of the slicer, you'll be able to easily traverse the data here like this. Okay, so this is my slicer and this is my normal line chart. Right now, there is no AI feature in this. It's just a normal line chart. I'm just displaying it to you with respect to my slicer. Now, slicer means my filtered data. I filtered my data from December 2008 till August 2014. It's like that right now. So just a sliced data. Now I want to enable my one of the AI feature, that is anomaly detection. How I can do that? Let me show you. So for that matter, let me click on this line chart first. Make sure the line chart is selected. Then select the third option here in the visualization, add further analysis to your visuals. So let me click on it. Once I click, can you see the last option? If you scroll down, you see the last option, that is find anomalies. Okay, just don't do anything, just simply switch it on. As soon as you switch it on, can you see only the spikes, whether it is downward, the shortfall, or the upward, but the pikes are getting mapped here. Can you see this arrows? These are anomalies. And magically, your Power BI engine will try to explain you these anomalies. Let me show you. If I click on this bubble here, see this. Anomalies window will open up and it's trying to explain. Sum of taxi trips was unexpectedly high on 19/9/2010. It had a value of this, which is above than expected range of this. So this is the range and it is far much higher than the normal range. Okay, so normal range, can you see this? This shaded region is showing you the normal range of up and down. So this is going way beyond up and down, and that's why that is being marked as the anomalies. So you can ask the questions from anyone with respect to these. For example, if I click on this, it's just showing you this thing. Okay, now I'm coming back on this, and here, this is your anomaly detection. Can you see possible explanations? But this is not working. I'll explain you a little later on this. First, tell me, uh, this anomaly detection, have you understood this? This anomaly detection is, I didn't did anything. I just selected this last option and I selected the last one, which is find anomalies, and I switched it on. If I click on this arrow, you see explain by. I can explain by, for example, with respect to any attribute that you have, any lookup attribute that you have, I'll just ask and try to explain it by, for example, I can say month name. With respect to month name, if I try to apply, but this possible explanation is not working. Okay, even if I take any number, it will not work. Why? Because anomaly possible explanation is not working in Power BI desktop. It will only work in Power BI app service. That is on the Power BI app service their app servers. Means you have to log in using your account, and then you have to have a pro Power BI services, and over there uh, Power BI services on their server, it will execute. I'll show it to you. And for you also, if you have the account, you can enable the 60 days free version of Power BI Pro services, and you can achieve this. Otherwise, till this point also, this is fine. The anomaly detection. Okay. Now I just showed you this anomaly detection. Can you see I'm already logged in my account, and I have a Power BI services here. Okay. So let me simply click on publish this particular report. Let me show you. So before publish, I have to save it. Let me save this somewhere, because I would like to show you this possible explanation how it works. So let me write AI demonstration 2806. Now save it. Once you save this, let me click on publish. What I'm trying to do is, now whatever report that I created, I'm just saving that report. Once everything is done, I'm just saving and publishing that report to my Power BI services on the Microsoft server here. See, it's just publishing my report. As soon as it is published, I can like edit right away over there. Can you see this? It is published. I can click on open this. So now it's taking me to that specific report, but on the browser here. I hope this browser is visible to everyone, because I've shared my complete screen, entire screen. I think so. Yeah. See this. Okay. So this is available on the browser, not on my Power BI desktop. Can you see the free trial? 10 days left. You have to click on edit. If I click on edit, right, and then I have to select my this, and again go back here, right, and this is your anomaly. Let me click on any bubble. Now, can you see it's working? It's again not able to find anything, any significant explanation for this anomaly. So I don't have any significant explanation of this anomaly. So let me take and search for anything else. For example, trip distance. So do we have, no, I think we must not be having anything of this. Let's say day name. Do we have anything? No. So what is this then? Passenger information. No. Airport share. No. Okay. Trip distance. Okay. Control set. Control set. Let me show them. Passenger duration. Okay. Okay, so this is your normal now, not showing this. Let me switch it off. Let me switch it back again. Okay, now it's not showing, it's stuck. So let me take this again, and let me take this week x-axis, sum of trip, taxi trips, and y-axis. Let me take up, and now see, if I have the whole data, and if I try to find out the anomaly, so it might not be able to detect it, because for my system, only one anomaly is there, right? It's not working. So anomaly detection always creates such kind of stuff. So you do one thing, let's have it till this point only, the anomaly detection over here within my Power BI desktop. So it's not working over there also. So let it be till this point, because for you all, this specific visual is fine. Okay, so this is your anomaly detection. I think in this we have this window. Yeah. So possible explanation, leave it for now. Otherwise it gives you nice visuals also, but as of now it's not working, so leave it. So here we indicated those particular points. So it's not only this. Let's say, for example, if I have a sales data, let's say, let me show you in this. We can try and find out the anomaly here in my sales data also. For example, this is my sales amount, put it in the y-axis, and I have a calendar. Let me put the month. Okay, so I want the monthly data. So that's my month, or I can do, I can have a full hierarchy. I can just put the date here, right? And instead of this, I can just pass this date, right? So can you see this is whole data, and that's a problem. Whenever you have a whole data, then it creates such kind of a problem, right? So what we can do is either we can have the slicer, or let's say in this, if I would like to detect these spikes. So let's see if the anomaly works in this or not. Can you see this? It indicated the anomalies perfectly. This is my sales data. So I can reach out to these and see these are my some spikes wherein, and on that day we had a maximum sales. Let's say this, let's say this, right? So that is more than enough to understand. Just detecting the peaks and putting the bubbles over it. Understood till this point? Okay. Nasir, I think everyone is able to hear me. So what you have to do is, let me show you. See, I showed you four things. This is anomaly detection, right? Anomaly in sales, and this one in taxi trip. Okay, in this you were having the creating the groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these are the features which I told you here today. What you have to do is you have to add up the forecasting. See, likewise, I enabled the anomaly detection. In the same way, you have to try. Let me switch on my camera here. So what you have to do is you have to try this feature, forecast feature. You have to try this forecast feature. You have to just switch it on and see what is happening. You have to experiment, and you have to bring on the sixth one here, rather, forecasting. Okay, so that you have to enable for both taxi trips, and what is the next one? Sales data. Both are different, but I would like to see it in one single page. That is one thing for you to experiment. So similarly, in as we did it in anomaly detection, in similar context, you have to perform it, forecasting for both the taxi, the separate for the taxi, and below separate for the sales data. Only these two forecasting you have to present, nothing else. Okay, so that task you have to complete to get that this thing from me now. So this is it. This is it. I wanted to show you. One is decomposition, then Q&A, then key influencers, then anomaly taxi trips, anomaly detections. Why I showed you this is because most importantly, when you're learning any BI tool, if you're not using its features, you're just going through those visuals which are already available in Excel also, and you are doing the same thing here in Power BI, then actually you're not using these BI tool to its maximum potential. And it is, see, I've already seen There was a sales job requirement, and I was just going through the JD of it. They were mentioning that the knowledge of the BI tool is a must. They were showing the knowledge of the BI tool is added advantage. So each and every job profile, not only sales, each and every job profile nowadays is requiring this skill set. And it is not at all difficult. You tell me, was it a difficult thing? The way I try to portray it in front of you, it is not difficult at all. It's just we don't know that, yes, these are the easiness which is available already with us. And companies have already started working with it. We have to mold ourselves into these technologies so that we also become a AI enabled working professionals. Yes, I know, Anomaly. This is not something which is a new word or buzzword for me. I know. Uh, See, not only AI. When I say AI, so AI is having a lot of features, lot of capabilities. What do you know out of this AI? You have to now tell that. It's not okay. I know AI features. No, but what features? So I know forecastings, I know predictions, I know anomaly detection, I know decompositions, I know natural language processing answers, so Q&As. So these intricacy, or you can say in-depth information knowledge you need nowadays. Okay, so these are few of them. This Power BI have lot of features like this. These are few of them. It's having full capacity wherein it can create the complete code plus deploy it on the Azure server, and you are ready to go. So those features are also available in this. Okay, so I think you might have understood this specific task which you're supposed to do. Yeah, now tell me, shall I share this PBX file with you so that it will be as one of the starting point for you, and then you can experiment with this. Plus, you have to have your own data to connect with this and create your own all these 4 5 files. Okay, so it will be very helpful if I share it with you, right? Yes. Okay, so let me share it. Let me put it here in the drive, then I'll share it with you. One more, that is your NYX. Where is it? Yeah, here. So all the 3 things are there in this folder. Okay, so let me share this. Okay, yes, you might be requiring a link for downloading the Power BI, right? Just a second, let me show you the installation also. I must be having it, Power BI installation. I was having a link here from somewhere. Let me show you. You can just simply click over here, download. Once you click on the download, okay, so for very important thing, it will work in a Windows system only. To run it in the Mac system, it's a little bit tedious task. I'm also running it in Mac itself, but you have to install the second. See here, you have to click on this x64 and then click download. Okay, I'm just sharing this link with you to install the Power BI in your Windows system. not the Mac. So both the links will be helpful for you. So this is it. Thank you so much. Now I'm done with the session here, and now Garima, you can take over. Yes,
Okay,
for
Mr. Durrani.
us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, I hope you had a wonderful session. So, I'll start sharing my screen just a moment. So I hope you guys had a wonderful session. If you have any questions, you can drop down into the WhatsApp group. So this will be, if you're further interested, so this will be a 12-hour session. Sessions will be 12. It will be 24 hours. Duration will be the 6 weeks. Now, in this particular course, you will be learning an overview of BI and analytics with the fundamentals of data and database. Then second, you will be going through data warehousing concepts and introduction to Microsoft Power BI. Then you will be having Power BI data modeling and Power BI relationship and DXB basics. Then visualization and Power BI advanced features. Then you will be having advanced DX functions and Power BI custom visual, Power BI dashboards, reports, Power BI services and mobiles. On top of that, you will be having an introduction to business analytics and descriptives versus predictive analysis. So if you guys want to have a screenshot of this, you guys can take a screenshot, and then upon you will be having the portfolios with the recruiters. That is like, if what is the real job of these things, that is the real time fraud reduction, customer segmentation, what is demand forecasting and production, sale forecasting. So these are the real projects that you will be working with. So once you do these projects, you can also put these projects into your CV, or you can also present it over LinkedIn, just to enhance your CV or just to enhance your profile. Okay, so these will be the real projects. You guys can also take a screenshot of this, so that these are the projects that you will be working upon, plus a number of projects that the real companies are doing well currently. So now after the course, what we offer is basically this will be obviously instructor-led online classes that we'll be giving. Then you will be having real Metafiser industry projects, hands-on and simulation. That is the real projects that we as a Metafiser IT consulting firm get. So once you enroll with us and once you are done with the course, so you will be doing these projects so that you can actually know how professionals are working in this field. Then on top of that, you get a complimentary access to our workshops. Then you will be receiving career advices apart from this on from the during the ongoing course. Or you'll be having career advices from top HR professionals in the industry. So like, what is the next course you can take, or what are the companies that you can apply with the with the current experience you are having. Then you will be becoming a part of valuable community. So this is like, we have a platform in which we have many professionals who we have already trained and are working with the companies. So what we'll do is we'll create a WhatsApp group or a community group. So we will be adding you guys over there so that you can also interact with them. You can take their guidance, and if there is any job opening further, they can communicate to you guys and you can have a referral from them. Okay. Then you will be having a Metafiser experience letter, because since you will be working on the various projects with us, and then there will be a training certificate that would be provided from us. So this is all the things that we'll be offering you during the course of the time. And apart from that, you will be having an exclusive knowledge on Power BI using it, AI. Now, like, it's the current offer that we will be offering you. So our original costing of the course is 1,480. But for the current time, for the next 4 days, it will be only 700 dirhams, and we will be only enrolling top 40 students with us, the top first or the first 40 students with us, since we have limited seats. So what we will do is we will be sharing a link, guys, over WhatsApp, and that will be a registration link of 100 dirhams. So only the first come 40 people can utilize that link. You will be doing the registration with 100 dirhams only. Once you are done with the registration, you will be paying the rest of the amount before the class starts. That's here. Hello. Is that clear, guys? See the classes. Okay, so the classes will start by next week. So we will inform you further that whether it will be the weekend class or the weekdays class, and these class will be completely online. Okay, so the schedule will be shared to you over WhatsApp itself. So once the students who have enrolled with us, we will be creating a WhatsApp link. Okay, so where all the students will be there, and we will be giving the class informations, everything over there. Okay, any more questions, guys? Yes, this offer is only valid for first come 40 students. That's it. Because we also, if we take too much of the students, will not be able to pay attention on each and every student. So first 40 students, because see, it's we'll be teaching some technical course. So we want each and every students to learn. So we'll not be enrolling everybody. We'll be only enrolling only 40 students. Sorry, just a moment. I'll open my chat. I'll stop sharing my screen. See, the class timings would generally be, these will be the weekend classes. Classes will start from 4:30 till 6:30. That's the normal timing. But see, because we have students from Oman and we have students from Saudi, so what happens, like, they don't have off on Saturdays and Sunday. Their off was on Fridays and Saturday. So accordingly, we decide if we have Oman students, so we'll create a different batch. If we have UAE students, so we'll create a different batch. So that's the thing. But classes will be conducted only on weekends. Yeah, it will be conducted on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays for UAE students from 4:30 to 6:30. And if it is more of a Oman and Saudi people, then we'll try to create another separate batch for them, and it will be from Fridays and Saturdays, 4:30 to 6:30. Duration of the course, just the moment I have uh, discussed this. It's a 6 weeks course, and there will be 12 sessions. Okay. Any more doubts you guys are having? See, these are the professional certification. Okay, accredited certifications are basically your bachelor's or something like that. But if you want any kind of accreditation, we can get a stamping done. Okay, so stamping we can get it done because accreditation are for the certificates of bachelors and MBAs. These are professional certification. So there is no accreditation required in this. Uh, Apart from that, you guys need to ask something. Okay, guys, just a moment. I'll just share the last slide with you. So this is just so yes. So as I told you, the offer is valid only for first 40 students, and you can contact on the particular number and the website link. You can take a screenshot of this and you can contact me, guys. Yes, you will be getting the certification for today's session, and that will be provided to you guys once it is over. And for registration, we will be sending you the link over the WhatsApp group that we are having. If you want to register, you can pay 100 AED and make the registration because the offer is valid only for next 4 days. Okay, and then you can pay the rest of the amount before starting of the classes. I hope see you have received the link. Any more question, guys? Guys, you want to ask any more questions? Okay, then thank you guys for the session. I hope you enjoyed it and you had a valuable time with Mr. Durrani. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Take care. Happy weekend.